So the big bull bill has passed. It's passed. We're all cooked. It's over. Okay. I don't know who's out. Like I said before, I don't know who's out there writing the story of humanity in 2025, but you are doing amazing work. You deserve a raise. Now we're all going to die, but entertainment is entertainment. I can appreciate a bad situation when it's funny. You know what I mean? I'm not that ungrateful now. If you could just ease up a little bit though, you're getting a little bit too crazy. You got World War III juggling. All type of economic crash juggling, like tone it down a little bit, but I'm not gonna lie, y'all. We're cooked. Washington. The House on Thursday passed the signature piece of legislation of President Trump's second term, approving a massive bill that includes trillions of dollars in tax and spending cuts while ramping up funding for defense and implementing the administration's immigration agenda, really the regime. The bill has now gone to Trump's desk. This bill is now going to his desk. It's finished. It's passed. The House just passed it. It's going straight to that man's desk. Now, Gavin Newsom, Charlie Kirk's, best friend forever, has decided to, I guess, regain his mind, regain his senses, and has reminded us of how bad this bill is going to be. Gavin Newsom giving us a heads up to what, is to come. He says this: 17 million just lost healthcare. 18 million just lost school meals, 3 million lost food assistance, and 3.5 trillion was added to the deficit, all for a tax cut for Trump's billionaire donors. The ultimate betrayal. Now let's just tell the truth here, okay? This tax cut was for more than just Donald Trump's billionaire donors like Miriam Adelson, possibly Netanyahu. Who's to say? Elon Musk as well. Musk is also going to benefit from the tax cuts. Let's just be honest here. Despite their little feud, this has more to do with Trump himself. Trump is in the top 1% of wealth. Donald Trump is in the extreme wealth area, okay? That man is way too rich. Donald Trump and his minions in Congress passed this bill, not just for the people who, puppeteer them, who pull their strings. They passed this bill for themselves. They passed this bill for themselves. Make no mistake, this was for their own benefit. Make no mistake, they gain from this. That's why when JD Vance was asked about the loss of Medicaid to all of these Americans all around the country, he called it minutia. He said, who cares about that? It's miscellaneous, unimportant, trifles. Who cares about shit like that? JD Vance, all he can see is green. All he has is dollar signs burned into his eyes. He has tunnel vision. He couldn't give a damn about the economic and social cost of depriving millions and millions of Americans of their health care. He doesn't give a fuck because all he can see is green. All he can see is green, okay? Donald Trump, JD Vance, Mike Johnson and company, these individuals are all doing this to enrich themselves. They're doing all of this to enrich themselves. These individuals are going to do untold damage to our economic competitiveness worldwide. Donald Trump constantly sits there and postures himself as Xi Jinping's biggest op. He constantly pretends to be Xi Jinping's biggest op. He's always beefing with Xi Jinping and it's this, that, and the third. Donald Trump literally took one of America's only economic sectors we could compete with China with and just lit it aflame. Burned it. He literally just took it and said, psh. This nigga's crazy. This nigga's off his rocker, chat. He's on one. He's fried. Out of his mind. This man Donald Trump takes clean energy and just destroys it. He cuts billions in clean energy investments, driving all sorts of companies, clean energy companies, straight out of the country. Now, investments that could have been made in those companies aren't going to be made anymore. Now, those companies might be looking to move overseas. Now, the United States is going to be significantly contributing to a worse planet simply because Republicans LARP as though somehow destroying the planet is masculine, somehow conservative. It's in line with God. These people are fucking crazy, chat. They're crazy. They're off their rockers. We had the opportunity to try to lead in clean energy and move away from gasoline, move away from dirty energy. Instead, we're dealing with an old man who's so decrepit and narcissistic, he couldn't give a damn about his own grandchildren's future. He doesn't care. It's all about him. So even though his bloodline will live to see the damage that he will do, he couldn't care less about what awaits them, or the rest of us for that matter. You know that. So destroying the United States of America's investment In clean energy, he couldn't care less. The EV tax credits ripped up as well in this bill. That's why Elon Musk went crazy and was crying, kicking, screaming, throwing a tantrum, calling Trump a pedo. We see you, my boy Elon. We see you. Elon Musk was going crazy because Donald Trump cut those EV tax credits, further decentivizing Americans to buy EV vehicles. Conservatives have not only doomed this planet, but they've doomed this nation's economic competitiveness with China, while he simultaneously claims to be the biggest, we're going against China. All of that bullshit. This is what he does. Donald Trump is good for one thing only, and that's like being a fucking retarded child. This dude's actually stupid. You want to beef with Xi Jinping? Here's your opportunity. Lead in clean energy. Lead in EV vehicles. You can't do it though. You want to engage in nonsensical trade wars, opening up wounds and being unable to close them and pretending like the infected scar that you left is somehow better than what we had before, which was no wound at all. That's what he does, and that's what he did. Moving on, healthcare. This fool cut $5 trillion in healthcare. Cut $5 trillion. That massive of cuts, guess what? Health centers, nursing homes in rural areas all around this country, closed. Done. Over with. One of Trump's most consistent and loyal voting bases, done. Somebody cue Undertaker's music. They're dead. They're finished. Cooked. Done. Finished. Roll up the body bags. Usher them out. Get them out. They're dead. They're dead. They all signed off their death warrants, their death notes, whatever the fuck. They're finished. I've never seen a voting demographic literally sit there ready to jump into the mouth of the whale, ready to die, ready to literally sacrifice themselves for dear leader. I've never seen it. You would never believe this shit could happen in America, but it is. The voting base that's most loyal to Republicans, older rural white folk ready to crash out, signing away their lives, voting away their lives for Trump. This is how he repays his most loyal, consistent, and delusional voting base, with death. With death. This is actually, I don't care what y'all say, it's funny. It's actually funny. So 11.8 million Americans are to lose their health care. And to Donald Trump, more sick people, more dead people is somehow or another going to contribute to a stronger economy. Never mind you, Donald Trump also cut funding for medical research. So who's to say the next significant outbreak we have, who's to say it won't cause even more damage than COVID? You know, Trump won't handle it properly. Donald Trump is literally setting this nation up for destruction. This man actually is the Antichrist. Can somebody please edit 666 on this man's hat? Can somebody please do something of the like? This is literally Antichrist behavior from top to bottom. He opened up a concentration camp like 2 days ago. I ain't gonna lie, Trump, you hitting the side quest, the main quest, he's consistent. He's a hard worker, if nothing else. Quality of life. Millions are going to lose SNAP benefits, food stamps. People are going to be going hungry. You cannot have a strong, stable, unified nation under tariffs, recollection of student loan debt, sickness and death all over the place, starvation, political upheaval, kidnappings, disappearings, concentration. I mean, what in the fuck is going on, bro? What is going on with this crazy ass nigga? Yo, this is like, no one else could get away with this. No one else could get away with this. This is unfucking real. And to MAGA, this is an accomplishment because Trump has promised to spend money on defense. To do what? You won't send money to Ukraine. You're compromised on that front. You're not actually stopping one of our geopolitical enemies from, causing mayhem in Europe. You're still funneling weapons and money to Israel, which they don't need, but okay. What are you spending more money on defense for? Help me understand that. Seriously, he's probably spending more money on defense to protect his regime in the future. He's spending more money on the border. You're deporting shitloads of undocumented immigrants who do incredibly important jobs. And if they're gone, the economy is going to take a significant hit. These mass deportations ain't cheap. Trump is an actual idiot. Spending money on a whole bunch of shit that is actually unnecessary to the detriment of all Americans, not just Democrats. You know how many conservatives are on Medicaid who also depend upon the Affordable Care Act? Mike Johnson's district, about 30 to 40% of people in his district are reliant upon Medicaid. He doesn't care, because at the end of the day, what are you going to do about it? No one's going to do anything about it. Their supporters are still in La La Land. They're being told this bill is going to remove healthcare from undocumented migrants. Them and only them. Only the people you don't like will be hurt. You will be A-okay. False. All of this is false. I told you all once and I'll tell you all again. It is going to take the utmost amount of destruction, pain, confusion, misery, regret, the damage that would need to be done to this nation before people wake up and realize how bad conservatives are will be unreal. Unreal. We didn't learn from the Civil War, so here's our turn to learn. Now is our time to learn. We are living in history, folks. That bill just passed. And Donald Trump's going to take his greasy ass McDonald's fingers, if he can grip the pen. If I can grip the pen. He's going to try to grip the pen and sign. It'll fall out his fingers a little bit, but he'll get the grip. You know what I'm saying? Sign it. Or actually probably use auto pen per usual. He's too fat to get up and even pick up a pen. He's going to use auto pen and then go on Twitter and blame Biden for using auto pen. And then this bill will be in effect. This nation will be destroyed. And we're going to have to watch absolute fucking charlatans, liars, frauds, pussies like Joe Rogan and Dave Smith pretend like they couldn't have possibly seen this one coming. Conservatives have never been for smaller government. They've never advocated for cutting healthcare. They've never, yes, the fuck they have. And I guarantee you, I predict before your very eyes right now, pussy ass Dave Smith, lion ass Joe will get in front of the cameras and pretend like they couldn't have possibly seen this coming. Folks, what you are seeing before your very eyes right now is conservative policy in its purest form. Strangling the working class to death while enriching the upper class. They hate you. They don't just hate me because I'm black and male. They hate you because you're just poor. You're broke. Even if you're middle class, you're still icky broke. You could kind of be kind of wealthy, but it's like, they get that kick out of like keeping you out of the circle. These people are sick and twisted. They're obsessed with hierarchy. They're obsessed with stepping on someone. They're obsessed with being higher on the social totem pole than someone. It is sick. It is weird. These are weird people. These are real nasty, disgusting people. Really odd creatures, disturbing individuals, okay? These are the kinds of people you get too close, you can just feel the evil emanating off of them. Like I say, if Nancy Mace got too close, I'd have to pull out a Bible, pull out a crucifix, a cross, something to get them away from me. These are demonic characters, man. Seriously. I'm just being real here. This is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. We have a dog killer, a Russian spy, the Antichrist, the Antichrist's ex-best friend. I mean, I don't even, what the fuck, what is this lineup? This is a crazy starting 5, starting 6. I don't even know what's going on here. Nightmare blunt rotation. And they passed this bill with no care or concern for how this affects the American people. Until America realizes that this is conservative policy in its truest and most pure form, we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere at all. And there needs to be a conversation about how people chose to ignore this. Like Joe Rogan said about us, that we're brainwashing ourselves to dislike Trump. Joe Rogan has to ignore these things. Like when Elon Musk said Trump was in the Epstein files, which he is. Joe Rogan, someone's going to take his phone, man. In denial. He can't accept what's clearly in front of him. He must push it away. This is why Joe Rogan must push away the conversation of millions of Americans losing their health care. He must pose it as, I don't know, who's talking to Trump, Trump is amazing and brilliant, but always simultaneously falling victim to bad advisors. It's always however they want it, whenever they want it. Are these the kinds of people who should be leading this country if their leader is so incompetent he constantly needs to be told what to do? And he's so competent he's never wrong. Somehow or another, he's both all the time. These people shouldn't be leading this country. Conservatives, libertarians, right-wingers need to just do something else. Go watch football, go get TBI, go do something else. Something other than, this is not for y'all, bro. Because almost all policy you propose it's retarded. It's stupid. It benefits no one but the wealthy. They already have enough money to begin with. And then when someone comes along offering a better life for New Yorkers, the entire establishment tries to destroy him. That is what real anti-establishment looks like. Someone who proposes legislation for the benefit of the people. See, conservatives sat there and said, oh, well, America first. Why are we sending all this money to those Ukrainians being genocided when we can spend all that money here? A lot of y'all fell for that. We sent 0.3% of our GDP to Ukraine. 0.3. That left 99% of our GDP to be used on the American people. Now, which political party of the two dislikes spending money on the American people the most? Conservatives ignore that truth. They ignore that reality. See, the American people, boy, if nothing else, easy to manipulate than a motherfucker. It's a damn shame how easy conservatives lie to, manipulate, use, and abuse the American people. It's a damn shame. And the biggest voices in politics and in pop culture, Theo Vaughn, Tim Dillon, Joe Rogan, I don't know where we're sending all this money to Ukraine. We got to spend more money on the American people. We got to go America first. Do you even know what party you're voting for? Their ideology, their history, what they truly desire deep down? My God. Now here we are. In part thanks to the moronic influencers. Do not allow them to wash their hands clean of this because they will try. As Donald Trump becomes more and more unpopular, you will see more and more cowardice. More and more, curtain closed regret. Oh, I kind of fucked up here, but how do I present it in a way that just washes my hands clean of the guilt? First, they'll say Trump doesn't know what's going on. There's bad people in his ear. Then they'll say we didn't vote for this. Then they'll say they never supported this. This isn't what we voted for. I didn't support this. I thought this would happen and that would happen. I guarantee you, the predictable sequence of events, 3 different things that will happen. The wrong people are in his ear. I didn't vote for this. What the fuck is he doing? I never supported this. I was never really a big Trump guy. I'm telling y'all what's going to happen. I'm telling y'all, but these people have no business governing, bro. It's not in conservatives. They just don't have it in them, bro. They don't have it in them to govern. They're more concerned with accumulating wealth and stepping on people they don't like. It's weird. It's literally weird. It's like we need to make like a zoo for them where they can have like, seriously. It's like you need to make like almost like a sanctuary for them where they can have racism and sexism and homophobia and classism and in their own little perfect little space and just live out their lives there in peace, rather than the entire nation being subject to this absolute backyardigan policy.